He's now leading 8-6.
Well, I mentioned Ryan's daughters at the top of the programme. His eldest, who is Francesca, has apparently in the last couple of years got so fed up of telling him to win, Dad, that she's now telling him to lose, Dad, because it seems to be having the opposite effect. You see, children, reverse psychology, it works a treat. Now, Ryan, obviously, with his nose in front here, he looks strong, doesn't he, as we go into the penultimate frame of the session, but it's Sal who's 31 points to the good here.
Well, he knew that at the start of the qualifier, so, you know, it's a great achievement, Neil, when you think, but isn't it, every match he's played, if he doesn't win it, he's off tour, and of course it gets more difficult when he gets the Crucible. Surely he'll get a wild card. He's the only player that's reached the second round that's performed really well here at the moment. There's still a few to go, of course.
Well, I suppose it has to come to an end of how many promising players can get wild cards. The European wild cards, Luca Bressel from Belgium, as we saw, that's great to see him get one. Tony Drago, always good to see him playing. Of course, the Maltese player, he's also been given a wild card to compete next season. Other Chinese players will be looking for one as well. Wow.
Joe, you're paying 3.
There was nothing difficult about that shot because it's just a natural to run through onto the black. Can I assume he took his eye off the pot?
Yes, often you see that when there's a cannon involved, you have to flick off those reds and pink for the black, but it's one of those unforgivable ones.
Yeah, and usually you'd think that if you're going to miss it, you miss it on the other side of the pocket. It's a very important shot that he's missed there. He looked a big favourite to win the frame. Not so now.
8. Nine.
Important for Ryan to take full advantage. The chance that he probably didn't expect to get.
$16.
You have to be careful, he's looking at that red. He's already given a foul away.
17.
And there's a little bit shorter pace there. He can hold the cue ball, but he's going to have to play it quite gently. He may use the pink as a buffer. All depends how he feels. No, he had plenty of room there. Now he could well, if he'd have played a better shot in the black, left an
24.
angle on this red to dislodge one of the awkward ones on the right hand side and stayed on the pink. But that chance has gone for now. Played a brilliant cannon,
25.
of course, in the previous frame on the last red to go on and clinch it. Welsh hopes are certainly a little higher than they were about 30
31.
minutes ago. It looked as if he could have been caught at 7-all. Well played. Always takes the chance to bring him into play.
And cannon from a red onto a red. The class that we saw in the last frame that won him a frame with an excellent cannon. And show again. Took too much power for his own good. He didn't want to go anywhere near the red. He wanted to play in behind it, not
38.
nudging into the side of it. Oh dear. He knows that ball he missed to the left corner might cost him a place on the tour, never mind anything else. I know he's
39.
not lost the match yet. But those are the pressures these players are under. I think if he didn't stay on the tour, that would be a great shame, because he's shown a lot in this championship.
Yes, of course we know about the
44.
recent history of the championship, but of course at one time this was the only tournament, and there's so much history involved with the World Championships. I think people have to reflect on how people achieve in this tournament if there's wild cards going.
Still don't know how he missed that, to be honest. I mean, he's wondering the same thing sitting there.
It's the toughest way to lose a frame. There's no easy way to lose a frame, obviously, but then it's a very easy shot.
45.
If Ryan Day goes on to win from here, it'll be a real body blow to Yu Peng.
$52. $54.
His frame ball. Things are starting to happen for Ryan Day just in the nick of time. It's taken him an awfully long time to settle into the session of snooker, and you feel that he would need to, if he's got any chance of going a lot further in this championship,
66.
get switched on a little quicker. He's playing well now, though.
$72.
A really good break there from Ryan Day. A 72 from a mistake from CAO Frame. Crucial one as well. Ryan Day will lead going into the final session, but by what score? It's currently 9-6 with 1 frame to play.
Well, he may have looked disconsolate there, but back he came again, this young Chinese player, to take the last of the session, and he'll go into their final session this evening, and it is 9-7 to Ryan Day. It's been really, really interesting stuff. What have been your observations, firstly, about Cao Yu Peng and the way he's managed to stick with this one, Steve?
Well, it shows that you've got to balance your game. It's okay when things are going well, but he's been fighting a rear guard action here and doing pretty well considering. And as was mentioned in commentary, it would be a shame if he dropped off the tour. I think the world of snooker is realising that we need more overseas players, especially a lot of the Chinese, where the game is very popular. That's why the intention is to make it a 1-2-8 tour to give more spaces and a bit more room for manoeuvre. So from that perspective, a couple of people might get caught in the crossfire of the transformation over from one to the other. But if he goes and plays in the qualifying school, should that be the case, he's got every chance of getting back on anyway.
Well, this is really the first time that we've properly been able to see him. This is only his first season on the main tour. And John, what have been your observations of him?
I don't think he's to be underestimated. I think he's, as Neil said on commentary, you wouldn't look at him and the way he plays and think flair. You wouldn't think he's like that. But sometimes that can make you underestimate somebody. It doesn't mean he's any less of a player, it's just the way he goes about it. And I think if you take liberties with him and you don't give him 100% respect, you could be in trouble.
Indeed, OK. Well, looking forward to that one. But we're also looking forward to one of the most amazing sessions, certainly the most amazing lineup that we've had at the Crucible for quite some years. We've got Sullivan, we've got Williams, we've got Higgins, we've got Hendry, 16 world titles between them all, and they are ready to come out for the live play this afternoon. Now, over the last 22 years, Higgins and Hendry in particular have been so busy amassing world titles, 11 between them, that it's rather escaped everybody's notice that they've done so without ever facing one another on the way to those titles. Quite remarkable, really. Now, there's plenty of history between these men, obviously, but never really at this venue. Their first session was intriguing. Their second session last night, real twist in the tail there. Let's reflect on it.
The two legends shake hands for the frame. Oh, he's missed it. In goes the black. He now leads by 6 frames to 3.
What is John doing tonight? He looks all over the place. Stephen Hendry is putting clear daylight between himself and John Higgins.
Never that easy. The black is in, and that will make John Higgins feel a whole lot better. Close the gap now to 3 frames.
All about this one shot.
It is not happening. In goes the pink, stretches his lead to 5. This is no easy pot. No. Now he's running away with a match. 11-4. Who'd have believed it? It couldn't get any worse.
Stephen Hendry must be delighted. John Higgins must be pretty devastated.
Oh, look at that scoreline. Hendry within 1 frame of a place in the quarter-finals for the 18th time in 27.